Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. You have entered the right place and you're watching the video on IELTS listening short answer type questions. This video contains everything that you need to know about this question type, right from all about this question, from where exactly you find this question in the IELTS listening test, till practicing a question with me, tips and tricks and the common mistakes that people make in this section and in this question type specifically. Did you know guys that this question is usually found in two ways in the IELTS test? One in a format of tabular form, another in the format of one after another questions. In tabular format, you can see on my screen, you need to fill some answers whereas other answers are filled. In one after another sentences, you need to fill every blank and the answer will be spoken one after another. So before I discuss everything in detail and take you along my journey in this kind of question, please hit the bell icon and subscribe my channel to show support so that every new video that comes under IELTS full course 2021-2022, you are updated and you don't miss on anything. I'm going on in a chronological order and want you guys to keep listening, keep watching my video one after another without fail. So let's get started. Okay, so you will find this kind of question in section 2. Mainly in section 2, nowadays we do have a competition between MCQs and short answer questions, but the difficulty level remains moderate. As you know, it's section 2, so it's pretty easy and comfy for you guys to attempt it. Coming on to the tips and tricks. So there are a few pointers that you need to keep in mind to attempt this question. The first and foremost thing is, over the question, there's a sentence given as attempt or write one word or write not more than 2 words. So what is the difference? When it says one word, it strictly means you have to limit yourself to one word. If it says one word or number, limit yourself to only one word and number. Which means any such word that comes before or after the exact answers need to be omitted. It can also mean it could also mean the, and, something as simple as this. So the answer would be, suppose a flower, and you're thinking a flower is the answer, but the question says write in one word. The answer is only flower. Then there's another type which says write in not more than 2 words. Which means here you can write at least 1 word or 2 words, not more than that. You cannot exceed to 3 words, right? So that's the difference. And now coming to the second part, understand the requirement of the answer, the part of speech that the question is demanding. For example, generally you will see the fill-ups would require short answers in terms of a place, time, object, or it could also lead to a date or a number. Say for example, street number, the town where you live in. So something as simple as this. These are the specific things that usually and are recurring in nature in IELTS test. But if the question demands you to answer a noun, you need to guess. If you are unable to get the answer right, you need to guess a noun. If you have skipped on some question, and you have to now make a wild guess, and the question is demanding an adjective, which is describing a noun, description of a noun, you need to answer in adjective only. If the question is trying to ask you to explain some action, that's a verb. You need to understand that you have to catch a verb. And if it is trying to describe a verb, a kind of action, how it happened, which is an adverb. So you need to answer in an adverb only. For example, how did the mouse run? The mouse ran speedily. So speedily is an adverb and the question is demanding you to answer in an adverb. Hence the answer is speedily, not run. So you have to ensure that these things are taken care of. Another trick here is, you have to ensure that you keep highlighting or underlining each of the main word spoken in that sentence. As you know, the audio narration is not repeated. It is just played once. So if you are giving a computer-based test, ensure that you are highlighting the words. If you are giving a pen paper-based test, ensure that you are underlining the important words. Now you will also see one thing, that you will not get the exact word in the conversation that you are expecting or that is mentioned in the sentence. The word that will be spoken will be something similar to what is mentioned in the sentence. These words are actually called synonyms or paraphrasing. So not the exact replica is spoken in the conversation, rather a rephrased verb, a rephrased sentence is talked about in the conversation. So ensure that you catch on, you know certain synonyms, basic synonyms. For example, for a place, what do you call it? Certain actions, certain nouns, you should be aware of synonyms a little bit. It is not a heavy thing, so don't be scared. Even if you do not know, just try to make a meaning and understand, what the requirement of the sentence is. That is another thing. Now, taking you across the common mistakes that IELTS test takers have been making, and I have been aware about students talking around me, which is one, that they do not utilize the first few minutes before the listening test conversation begins. So you think that it is better to go with the flow and you do not take a pressure, but this is where you are making a mistake. You should utilize that 1 minute, 1.5 minutes in properly and quickly reading the sentences so that you know what is going to come. That's one thing. Another is that they expect that what is written in the sentence will be spoken, and hence you try to omit some important things. Do not do that. Be prepared that the sentence will be something around what is shown in your question paper. So you have to derive the meaning and understand if it is similar to what the question is asking or not. As I said in the previous video, it's called paraphrasing. So do not miss that it will be paraphrased, not directly as it is spoken. So be focused, do not distract yourself. The last thing is what the students omit is the usage of the words like but, however. Nobody tells you this, but you have to ensure that you catch on these words. So how the examiner plays with you here is, they use the same sentence, they will speak the same sentence in the conversation, but use the word but, use the word however, or in contrast, in comparison. This means that the sentence is incorrect. This is not your answer, because they have spoken but they said but, which means reject. This is not the answer. What now they are going to say is important. So take care of these words. These are the playing words here, and try to confuse. You will get confused if these words are spoken. Try to catch them. That's another mistake. So these were the general things I wanted you guys to be aware about. Now let me take you across a simple question. I'm picking one of the two type of questions that you see in short answers, and you will see how the audio plays and what kind of question is asked. So you can solve that. I have given the answers in the description of the video. You can have a look at the answers, and I hope you apply the tips and tricks and the common mistakes that I have mentioned. You are aware about that and you implement it in this question type.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10.
So, how many days are the trips and how much do they cost?
The first one I told you about is a self-drive tour through California, which lasts 12 days and covers 2,020 kilometres. The shortest journey is 206 kilometres and the longest is 632 kilometres. The cost is £525 per person. That includes accommodation, car rental and a flight, but no meals.
OK. And the other trip?
That lasts 9 days, but you spend only 3 days on the road. You cover about 980 kilometres altogether.
So is that cheaper then?
Yes, it's almost £100 cheaper. It's £429 per person, which is a good deal.
So that covers accommodation and car hire. What about flights?
They aren't included, but these hotels offer dinner in the price.
OK. Well, thank you very much. I'll be in touch when I've had a chance to look at the brochure.
I'm pleased to help. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Any queries that you guys have, please write to me at akriti.bhala10@gmail.com. You can also give your feedback in the comment section. I will reply to each and every comment. Thanks for watching my video and stay tuned for more content.